Hello there, good evening and welcome. This is News Wrap Up on Aspheric TV. My name is Gift Dabur and I am your host. I'm not doing this alone today. I have Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik, our analyst. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So on the News Wrap Up, we just discussed majorly the news and issues that trended during the day. So we have a few lined up for you this evening, and I'll be reading some of the headlines. So the first one we have is New Lagos Airport Terminal will create 3,000 jobs for youth, Buhari. INEC to publish guidelines for the 2023 elections in April. And then Adamawa governor declares his support for Atiku's presidential candidacy. And lastly, traffic jam when fire breaks out on Apongbon Bridge. Lagos residents experienced heavy traffic. So we'll go on a quick break. By the time we come back, we'll discuss these issues with Mr. Mustafa. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to start off with the new Lagos airport that was commissioned yesterday by the president in Lagos. Yes. So what do you think about that development? And he says it's going to create 3,000 jobs for youth in Nigeria.
Oh, well, we should commend Mr. President for doing. It's an airport that started and commissioned under his administration.
His regime, yeah.
It's commendable. If you could see, apart from the economic problem, you could, if you want to like X-ray Mr. President, the administration of Mr. President Buhari, you could see that in terms of infrastructure, he has done credibly well. It's just that the economy is not on the good side. Although infrastructures are not built, they are not an end in itself. Infrastructures are linked to the economy. So, well, the Mr. President, he did very well in that aspect by the airport.
Yes.
We commend him. Well, based on what he said that it will create 3,000 jobs.
Yes, and also it will cater to about 14 million passengers per year.
Per annum.
Yes.
So, well, it's we commend him for that. 3,000 job is, well, to some extent, is somehow insignificant. But when you put it into consideration to the unemployment in Nigeria,
it's better than nothing.
It's better than none. At least people could wake up in the morning, go to the airport, do one thing or another thing, and don't forget that. Look, we are talking about the formal employees. When there are some other informal guys that go there, they call them tout or whatever thing, they go there to hustle, do their normal hustling daily, and
like those who load cars for passengers,
and even agents. So these are people that they will make an end meet from.
So indirectly, people will also gain employment.
At least it's commendable. Commend Mr. President for that. He was in Lagos. Apart from that airport, there are some other engagement that he did in the Lekki Deep Sea inspection, whereby he praised Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi. He praised him and he commended him very well. He gave him pass mark, and he directed him to link the railway track to the Lekki Deep Sea, because that deep sea, when it comes on board, it's the first sea-based port in Nigeria. Other ports, they are just river-based port. So this it's going to take it's bigger. It's take a large vessels. So we should commend Mr. President, at least to some extent. His administration, apart from the economy, like I said earlier, apart from the economy issue, there are some other aspects that look you give him pass mark in terms of infrastructure. These are landmark projects that they are futuristic projects that look in the future, the next 10 years to come, it will come to light that the economy will benefit from.
To be very significant.
Yes.
Okay, so on a sad note, in Lagos, the Apongbong Bridge on Lagos Island, there was a fire outbreak.
Yes.
Even though causes are unknown, it has caused heavy traffic on that axis, and then commuters have been advised to take alternative routes.
Road by
Yes.
through the third mainland bridge side.
Yes.
Well, that's when I saw that news. I knew a lot of money must have been lost due to that inferno, because that's Apango Bridge. Under it, that is where you have some shops, you have some lock-up shops around that axis.
So it must have affected a few of them.
It extended to this Balogu market. Recall that Balogu market is one of the major markets in Nigeria.
Course.
So there are a lot of concentration of hoodlums around that axis. And Lagos is highly concentrated with people. Once there is any fire incident, hoodlums will take advantage of the situation and loot. I foresee that situation
from the market.
I foresee that situation that look, a lot of innocent traders are going to lose valuables, millions of naira.
That's quite sad.
Very
and then
sad.
We don't know if there are any casualties. We've not confirmed
For
yet.
now, as at an hour ago, the fire was still raging. So very soon, Lagos State government will come out with a statement regarding that. So we can't. All we are saying now is we are like praying so that at least the casualties should not affect life.
Yes, let's not be on the high side. So moving on, Adamawa Governor, that's Umaru Finsiri, declares his support for Atiku's presidential candidacy. That was today, when Atiku declared his ambition, yes, to run for presidency. And then, if you recall, this is like the fourth time Atiku is running. He has become a
veteran. If you are talking about old timers in terms of presidential race in Nigeria, Atiku's name will feature as one.
Yes, and Umaru Finsiri actually said, left to him, Atiku is the most experienced. Do you think part of it is because he has been president since vice president rather?
Gift. When you look at what Governor Amadou Fintiri said, to me there is element of selfishness in his statement.
Why? Why is that?
Atiku is like a big brother
to him.
From the same state in Adamawa. So, and Atiku is instrumental to his victory in 2019 election. So he doesn't have any other reason to go out of his way to say, okay, he's supporting any other candidate. And I believe virtually almost everybody from Adamawa they will identify with the aspiration of Atiku this time around. So, well, the fact is that Atiku contested in 2007. Then he had a running battle with the then president Obasanjo, to the extent that Obasanjo now made a pronouncement to remove him as his VP. Atiku now went to the court and he got the victory. He had numerous court cases against the government, the PDP, and like that. He contested, and we all know the situation then. He was like edged out of PDP. He went to ACN. He contested under ACN and he lost. From ACN again, he still went back to PDP again, and in 2015 he went to, when at the formation of APC, he was with them at the formation of APC, of which he deployed his resources to aid in the APC's victory.
While he's still under PDP, he's still a member
so now,
of PDP.
No, he crossed to
and before coming
APC.
back.
So coming towards after APC's victory, he parted ways with President Muhammadu Buhari to the extent that some of his businesses were like affected. I could remember Intel's, the concession he had with his company had with MPA. The contract was terminated. That concession was terminated. So
Okay.
eventually he left APC for PDP back again. Right now, if you ask me, I would say if you ask me, I would say PDP per se, they are not ready.
For that,
They are not
kind
ready
of-
for 2023 election, if you ask me, because up to now they are still battling.
Excellencies,
In fact, their own internal wrangling is even beyond that of APC. We are talking about opposition that is like trying to like give the ruling party the battle for their money, but you up to now they are still disagreeing among themselves. It was just yesterday that Governor Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto is coming out to say that, look, he's presenting himself as the best. Now you have Atiku. Governor Nyose Wike of Rivers too is saying his own. Other people too, they are saying their own.
All in the same
Governor
party.
Bala Mohammed Bauchi, he categorically told Atiku that you are too old for it. Go and sit
And
down.
aside that, there are issues of geopolitical zones.
That is,
People are saying that at least it should have been rotated
to the south.
To the south, yes.
Well, those of them from the north, they are like Governor Aminu Tambuwal said. He said, look, that we should look beyond. We should look beyond politics of zoning. We should look at the candidates that
Credibility of the
candidates that can give us that victory.
Yes.
Article just last 2 weeks or so, he said it that, look, if PDP did not win in 2023, that PDP will go into extinction. And I believe his statement. If you look at it very well, after the PDP's defeat in 2015, till now they have not been able to recover that from that defeat. So it's like everybody is pursuing his own personal or individual
Interest.
agenda
Men
or
and
interest.
women here
So they have
today.
not been able to harmonize their differences and come up as a party. That is what is disturbing them
There's
now.
no unity.
There is no unity,
basically.
and up till now, that unity is not there. It's like they are drifting apart on daily basis. This article's declaration today is going to have a ripple effect within the party and beyond.
Okay. So I think we should play the video for our viewers from the
Declaration.
The declaration, yes.
First, I want to thank you all for being here today and for all your enduring support. I know there are over 12 million Nigerians out there who may not be here with us today, but they have been with us since the 2019 elections. I know these numbers are growing every day. I want to thank you all for believing in our vision. I want to thank you all for your bravery. Despite the disappointment in the last election, you still believe that this time around it is possible. For me, I could say there was never a break. Since our last fight in the court, challenging the 2019 election results, I have received several calls and encouragements from you to contest again. I have listened to your brave voices. Beyond the words coming out of your mouths, I could imagine your frustrations, yet you are hopeful. I admire you greatly for choosing hope over despair.
Okay, that was a short clip from Atiku's declaration. So I think we'll just keep our fingers crossed and see who emerges as the presidential candidate
From the PDP.
From the PDP, even though there are like a lot of candidates already.
See, the fact is that even APC too, they are not doing very well. You understand? It's just that internal politics is part of the politics itself. They will disagree. Every party will come up with its own post-primary mechanism, dispute settlement mechanism. So I believe prior to now, PDP used to have a very strong dispute resolution mechanism
They were
within the
more
party.
united
So
than they are right now.
yes. So and it shows that it's not supposed to be so. In a real ideal democracy,
I know.
be it an opposition or the ruling party, is that unity supposed to be there. It is supposed to stand.
Yes.
And why it's not there is because of the supremacy of the party has been bastardized. They are falling back more on individual within the party instead of the supremacy of the party, whereby the party would decide on what happens within. So if you look at, for instance, like even APC too is not doing too very well.
Of course.
APC all along, they were having their own problem. That problem is still there. It's just that due to the coming convention, they were like trying to suppress their disunity to make sure that everything happens. And the D-Day is the convention, whereby all of them, all the interests that they are fighting themselves, they are going to unleash that during the convention. So it's not like APC is not doing very well. But at the end of the day, the power of the incumbency based on the Mr. President, he will wade in and they will have that unity. For instance, Mr. President wade into the issue of the sack of Maybala Muni Committee. At the end of the day, Maybala traveled to London to see Buhari. Then all the warring parties now, they have to like see their swords, and Maybala Muni to now return back again. All these are indices to show that, look, the party is not doing too very well. Just like APC, just like PDP. So both parties, they're not doing very well. Nigerians were like clamoring to have a third force. But up till now, we have not been able to see a third force. Because if there's a third force, those two parties, they won't take Nigerians for a ride. Because that is what they are doing at the moment.
Exactly. They're like the two major parties in
yes,
Nigeria.
they just believe that, look, whatever the case, Nigerians must key into one of these. So that is just the problem. So they are taking us for a ride, which is not supposed to be so.
So do you think things will be different in the 2023 elections? Perhaps Nigerians would not vie for PDP and APC? Perhaps would look somewhere else?
Well, you see, Gift, when you are talking about, there is an adage that says the site that will take the owner to evening, to night, it must see from morning time. So if you cannot see from morning time, you can't guarantee
There's no
seeing.
hope for the
There's no
future.
hope. So we're talking about 2023, which is it's less than 12 months from now. So and if there's a new party that could become like a wedge in between this and this,
then we should have seen it.
well, we should have seen it by
already.
now. So right now that we don't have it, is it going to be like a fire brigade approach? Don't forget that, look, Nigerian political system, Nigerian democracy is highly monetized. When we're talking about monetizing in this case, we're talking about both the formal money that is coming into to run the party and the electioneering campaign and even the election period itself. So it's highly monetized. It's not something that somebody will just wake up overnight and say, look, I'm going to form a party now, and the party will become mature
Doesn't
to
work
stand.
that
No,
way.
it doesn't work that way. If the third force will come, it should have come by now. So basically, the two parties that we have now, these are the two parties that Nigerians will still key into eventually in
Yes.
2023.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa. Interesting
welcome.
conversation we had today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us. Please join us same time tomorrow and follow us on all of our social media platforms. It's scrolling on your screen right now. My name is Gibbs Dabur. See you tomorrow. Thank you.